Welcome, friends, to West Indian Today, a proud presentation on behalf of the staff and management of ITV Gold and the Vishwanath family. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of West Indian Today. I'm yours truly, your host and host, Imran Ahmad, bringing to you this program over the last year and a half. It has indeed been a privilege and an honor coming into your homes, presenting to you all the items that takes place in the Indo-Caribbean community throughout the tri-state area. And for today's program, friends, I'm in conversation with a very well-known face within our community. He's actually like a visionary in his own rights, and of course he has started so many different activities in the form of beauty pageant. And he is hosting a very special beauty pageant, which is known as Miss Universal Gems of the World Beauty Pageant. That's going to be taking place on Saturday, June 11th. So this very special person I'm in conversation with is none other than Mr. Harry Gangadan, the CEO, and I'm very honored and privileged to have him in our studios today to promote this special beauty pageant. Sir, a very special welcome to you.
Well, thank you so much, Imran, and thank you for having us here. It's an honor. I've seen you all over, and I've been to many of the shows where you've been the announcer, and I'm so humbled to have you as our announcer.
Thank you.
You know, it's an honor and privilege for us as well.
Now, as we're talking about this special beauty pageant, we're going to go into some history, take a stroll down memory lane to find out more about how did this whole thing originate. So tell us, you're the CEO. What was the whole purpose of this beauty pageant, and when did it originate?
It originated about 4 years ago. This is our fourth pageant, and it actually started from my daughter, who is now 8. Back then she was 3, right, doing beauty pageants in the American systems. And going to these systems, once you get out of state and you start competing in different states, it's like if you don't have a certain look, like blonde hair or blue eyes or green eyes, you're kind of shunned. So what we started to do is we wanted to do something for the girls of our community and open doors for them as well, because for us, every woman is beautiful regardless of color, shape, and size. And my daughter actually inspired us to do that. And we wanted to open, especially for the girls of our West Indian community, and give them a chance at these pageants. And we've started working with some schools like the New York Performing Arts Academy, which is sponsoring scholarships for these girls to go to their school and win a $7,000 scholarship for the winner, where they teach acting, modeling, singing, and dancing. And that school actually provides actors for such shows as NCIS, Law and Order. Fresh Off the Boat, where the little Chinese boy came from, actually the star of that show came from their school.
That's something that I think is most commendable on behalf of yourself and your organization. And of course, giving women the opportunity, despite how they look or, what ethnicity they're from, giving them that opportunity to get on the stage and of course, show their inner beauty to the rest of the world. I have to ask you, when you started, like literally, many years ago, and you reached out to the West Indian community. What was the reception like, especially with the West Indian girls being a part of your pageant?
It was good and bad. To tell you the truth, a lot of them didn't understand what we were doing. They didn't know how to respond to that type of situation. But I think as time went on, and they've been educated by such people like Nina Davaluri, right, winning Miss America and being an Indian female in our community. They've gained knowledge, and they know that they have opportunities too, and it's not just for Caucasian girls, it's not just for Hispanic girls, it's for everybody.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to approach. And me, I was a big person myself. I was over 300 pounds, and I used to get picked on. I was called all kind of names. It made me feel like sometimes killing myself, suicidal. And that's why we promote everybody. You don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to be a certain type. You don't have to look a certain way. Everybody, every woman is beautiful in their own way. They can contribute to society in a positive way, not by the way they look.
So in some sense, you can say that starting this was actually something, for you, it was very personal, it was something that you wanted to send out a message, about stereotyping, to stop the stereotyping, stop the judging in some form.
Exactly, because I really wasn't into pageantry. My daughter actually, we were on a show called Tala and Tiaras years ago on TLC. We were on Ricky Lake, and That actually started with my daughter actually watching Toddler and Tiaras on TLC and mimicking the girls on TV, begging me, Dad, can I be in a pageant? Dad, can I be in a pageant? I'm like, yeah, tomorrow. I really didn't take her seriously. And she kept pestering me all at 3, 4 years old. And I said, you know what, you really want to do this? And she said, yeah, her mother was against it. So there was a local pageant in Brooklyn. We went. She got like maybe 3rd runner-up, and since then it's been going and going and going, and she's been winning. She just won a title last month. Actually, she's going to be representing New York in the great state of Florida, representing our state, and you know, that's what inspired me. And then looking at what I've been through, I incorporated that myself, because nobody should be judged the way they look because of the color of their skin. You know, I know a lot of Indian people tend to think dark skin is not beautiful, and it is. Why is dark skin not beautiful? Why is fair skin only beautiful? Correct. That's not true. Everybody should be judged on their personal basis and on their personal the way they are. Right. Yeah. So
judge on their character, their
exactly,
thoughts,
exactly.
Their knowledge.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yes,
character.
So, you know, and you mentioned your daughter, Melina Gangadin, who is in her own rights a superstar in the West Indian community at 8 years old. She holds numerous titles, and of course she's performed on various occasions. She opened for so many West Indian artists, and as mentioned, she was featured on so many mainstream programs like Ricky Lake, and within the Indo-Caribbean programming, Let's Talk with Lakshmi was one of those programs that she was featured on. So I mean, we're looking forward to having her. We're looking forward to seeing what she's going to be bringing on Saturday, June 11th. And let's talk about the categories that these young girls who are going to be competing next Saturday. What are the titles that they're going up against, and what is the criteria of them?
Well, each girl, we have 9 contestants coming, and they're each representing their own country. We have Guyana, of course. We have British Guyana. We have India. We have Puerto Rico. We have South Africa. We have Trinidad and Tobago, USA, and it's probably a few I'm forgetting right now, but they're going to be coming out, and they're going to be competing in evening gown, final questions, which is a random question they're going to pick from a bowl, and then they're going to be judged on how well they can articulate and pronounce their answer. And they're going to be also competing in something called Outfit of Choice, which is in the American systems, where they can come out and use their creativity to show the judges what they could do, perform to their own music. They have their talent. We have summerwear, which I wanted to talk about because some people think summerwear means swimwear. Summerwear actually means anything that represents summer. Our last winner that actually won last year, she was representing the country of India, and she is a well-known person in the pageant industry. Her name is Purana Patel. She's in the Miss Earth system, and she actually wore a summer dress, and she still won the whole title. So, you know, there was some misconception, you know, summerwear means swimwear. It does not. It's anything that represents summer.
Well, here's one of the things I would like to ask you. I've often noticed some fashion shows taking place, some beauty pageants. What would you say separates this pageant from all the other fashion shows or all the other beauty pageant that takes place within the Richmond Hill area?
I would definitely say we have girls that know our credibility, our prestigiousness. We have actually contestants coming out of state from Massachusetts, from Pennsylvania, from Connecticut. And we have girls representing Puerto Rico, South Africa, India, right. Guyana, because we look for different girls with different values and different shapes, and we like them to educate the Richmond Hill area about their culture, their passion, as well as we educate them about our West Indian community and culture. Correct. So that way they could go abroad. And like the other day, me and my wife, we went to Pennsylvania. We spent time with Miss Puerto Rico, who's going to be competing in our pageant. And she got to know a little bit about us, a little bit about the Indian community and the Indian culture. And she absolutely loved it. We found out a little bit more about Puerto Rican culture that we didn't know, and Puerto Rican food and things like that. And it was just awesome. You know, we're all human beings at the end of the day. Yes. And it's not black, white, purple, green, blue. We're all human beings that one day we're going to all have to stand in front of God and be judged. God is not going to look at your color, your culture, your shape, your size. You know, he's going to look at your deeds and your inner self.
That is so true. Apart from the pageantry, what is also a part of this event, you know, for all those that would like to come out? Like, what else are we offering to our viewers?
Well, like I said, we offer different cultures and stuff like that. So we have different performers from different walks of life. We have Sun, which is the melodious king of Bollywood. We have the Arabic pop sensation performing her Arabic songs. We have Andrew Hypnotics, who's representing the reggae portion. We have Sexy Marissa and Randy Ramdens representing the soca and chutney. We have Dancing Queen Shelley. We have the Sahara Dance Group, which is representing different types of cultures. We have our girls who are doing talent. We have Miss Jamaica, who's going to be performing a reggae hip hop. We have Miss South Africa, who's going to be singing for us for talent. Miss Puerto Rico doing a bachata number. Miss India doing a Bollywood chutney number. So, and Miss British Guyana, who's going to be doing a modern Victorian English presentation.
And I see that we have competent judges. Each one is, very respected in their own, fields and whatnot. Some of them are, they do have experience in pageantry. So talk a little bit about the judges. Tell us who are the judges for this year's pageant.
Well, our head judge this year is Miss Joya Das. I'm sure all of you know her. She's the co-anchor woman for News Channel 1, as well as the co-host, the host for AVS. And she's coming to this prestigious pageant because she believes in empowering women. We have Mr. Prakash Patel, who holds many titles. He's Mr. United Nations, Mr. USA.
Also an actor as well.
An actor as well. We have Miss Purana Patel, who is our reigning Miss Diamond. She's also the reigning Miss Tourism USA. She's Miss in the Miss Earth system. You've probably seen her around all over. And our fourth judge is a secret. She doesn't want to be revealed until the day of, so you have to come out and show her. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, then, in closing, I'm going to give you the final say. You can actually reach out to your contestants. Send a motivational message to them, and also encourage people to be there next Saturday.
Well, we urge you guys to come out. I also forgot to mention Miss T New York Katerina Kalidas, who is in the American system, is coming out to support us. She's a teen for the Miss New York in the Earth pageant. So we ask you guys to come out and support these young girls of the community representing 9 different countries. We have all these artists performing. It's going to be a great time, a great event. Mr. Imran, your host. Our Dancing Queen Shelley, our Sahara Dance Group. We have Melina Gangan in the Bollywood Diva, my daughter, performing. We also have a blue fashion show, which the theme is blue. And we have all upcoming models, our reigning queens, and our contestants performing in that event as well.
And when we come back, we're going to have some of the contestants of next week's beauty pageant. They're going to be on set with us. We'll be back with you in just a few moments. Welcome back, friends, and if you're just joining with us, a very special welcome to West Indian Today, once again on ITV Gold. And in the first half of the program, we were in conversation with Mr. Harry Gungadin as we are in preparation for a very special pageant that he spoke to you about. That's coming to you next Saturday at Narissa Lounge. And now in this portion of our program, we have with us some of the contestants that will be competing there. Next week, Saturday, standing with me in conversation, we have Miss Shakira Ali, we have Miss Melinda Murphy, and all the way to the end, we have Miss Tasha Jagannath, and we're very honored and, of course, privileged to be in conversation with them. We're going to talk to them more about what inspired them to want to be a part of this pageant and what can they expect from the pageant next Saturday. So do be sure to jot it down on your calendar, tell a friend, and let's see you there. As we said, let's witness history in the making. But talking about this pageant, now I have to ask you, what would you say interested you in to want to be a part of this pageant, on behalf of Miss Universal, Precious Gems of the World? I would pose this question to Miss Melinda Murphy.
Well, all in all, pageantry, as this is my 3rd pageant, so I gain a lot of confidence, self-confidence, and it boosts my self-esteem. So what inspired me to join this is to get more experience in the pageantry world and experience different aspects, as there's more outfits in this one and different categories and different girls. So you meet new people each time you join into it, and each crown represents a different race. Right. Okay. So based on that, it gives you more confidence to get yourself into it and further on.
My next question, I think I'm going to probably pose it to Miss Shakira Ali. I've seen you at a number of occasions, and of course you go to so many events. What would you say separates this one from all other fashion shows that you've seen and that you've been a part of?
Well, I would say like different people, different races, different girls.
Yes, okay, and now to Miss Tasha Jagannath, you're a professional dancer. Now going from dancing to modeling, I mean, how is this transition for you, and what part of the world will you be representing coming Saturday?
Well, I'm representing Miss India in the pageant, and I believe the reason I decided to take part is I've seen Harry's demonstration of the different cultures, different races, and there is no discrimination between beauty. So, being that he has people from Puerto Rico, South Africa, Dominican Republic, I believe this is my chance to represent India, to represent Bollywood, something that we're all familiar with, and also showcase for our young girls that they can do what they want, they can go out there, be themselves, and still be appreciated.
For yourself being young ladies of the community, how important do you think it is, that we have programs like this that, finds or discovers the inner beauty of a young woman?
I think it's pretty important because out there are some girls who may be insecure about themselves, the way they look, the way they walk, the way they style their hair, or simple things that can cause them to either go into the depression or suicidal thoughts. So sometimes these events are good for them in a fact that they can see all different girls, different heights, different colors, different sizes out there, showcasing themselves, and maybe it'll empower them to realize that they can do it and they can be what we are today.
Very good. Anyone else want to add on to it? Or?
I believe we're being that change for these girls.
Right.
Young girls growing up, they're very, I believe there's a lot of young girls that are very insecure these days.
Yes.
They believe dressing a certain way is going to give them
attention. Okay.
But in our role models, as we are today, we're trying to prove to them, you don't need to dress a certain way. You can be yourself. You can have the courage to come out, do your hair however you want, and still be accepted by the entire community.
And as it's called Miss Universal Precious Gems, who would like to enlighten our viewers more about this, the definition of precious gems, Miss Universal Precious Gems?
In my own opinion, I believe Harry picked that name as Precious Gems to indicate that we are all precious inside and out,
right,
as it goes beauty-wise.
Right.
So he's trying to bring that title to let everybody know that Precious Gems stands for that one thing, because in each individual girl there's a gem inside, whether it be sapphire, ruby,
correct,
diamond, emerald, etc.
Now, in closing, as we're in preparation, I'm sure that you guys had a lot of preparation. You have to prepare yourselves both mentally, physically, for this pageant. So tell us about some of the steps or some of the, the preparations made for this particular pageant.
So for preparing for the pageant, we've had numerous rehearsals. We have a segment where we're being asked questions from a bowl. And in order to get ready for that, we have to prepare ourselves mentally, we have to prepare ourselves physically for our walk. And through our rehearsals, I think every girl has done a fantastic job preparing for our pageant.
In closing, if any one of you would like to say something, to reach out and, of course, encourage our viewers to come next Saturday, now's your time.
Well, this is a family event. Bring your kids, bring your family. It's going to be great. There's a great lineup. Singing, dancing, a little bit of DJing, so definitely come out and enjoy our show.
There'll be also great food, so you don't want to miss out on this great event with all these beautiful girls that we have.
Come out and support us, and let's see who takes the crown.
Definitely, so come on out, support each one of them, and let's see who takes that prestigious title next Saturday. Lots of great entertainment, lots of beautiful ladies, and of course, as we heard, lots of delicious meals. So it's an event you definitely want to put on your calendar. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's see you there next Saturday at Narissa Lounge. Like the saying is, you want to be there or be square. You don't want to be square, you want to be there. And there to be is Narissa Lounge next Saturday on behalf of Miss Universal Precious Gems of the World. Well, with that being said, we now bring an end to this part of our program. Stay tuned. We have lots more coming after this next commercial break. Well, friends, we're standing right here in Royal Empress as we're in preparation for a very special cricket tournament, and that is known as Rockaway T20 New York Fiesta. That'll be coming. That actually is going to be starting next Saturday, June 11th at Baisley Park, and it's actually going to be an ongoing thing for the next few Saturdays up until in the month of August. That's going to be the finals. So here we're in preparation for that very special cricket tournament, and standing with me, I have the sponsor of this very special tournament, who is he's no other than Mr. Hafiz Ali. And so let's talk a little bit about it in depth. What inspired you to be a part of this event, and of course to be the grand sponsor for the cricket tournament?
Well, previous year we used to have it, and it was a wonderful thing to promote cricket in the New York area. We had Ed Rahman used to do it, and for the last 7 or 8 years, the tournament have been stopped. And I was thinking all the time to get it back on board, until I met Mr. Ralph Tamish,
Right,
who inspired me most with his paperwork and his organizing, and that inspired me to go ahead and do it.
In preparation for this match, actually, and it's going to be taking place, it's going to start as of next Saturday at Baisley.
Next Saturday is June 11th.
June 11th, right. So now, okay, tell us, what is the format of the games, and of course, who are the teams involved in this cricket tournament?
Well, it's a 2020 format. We're playing 2 matches per day. One will start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the next one will start at around 2 o'clock. Since we started late organizing it from this year, we have 4 teams. Right. We have Guyana, Trinidad, Bangladesh, and Pakistan will be competing for for the tournament for this year.
Very nice. And since we mentioned a tournament, and we have a handful of teams that's competing, and it's going to be an ongoing thing, how long will the tournament be taking place?
It's approximately 6 week play-in and 1 week for the final, 7 weeks.
Okay, and the final is expected to take place when?
We are looking to get the final on August 20th at 1:50 in Rockaway in Baisley Park.
Okay, wonderful. So now, mentioning the tournament, and of course, mentioning the finals, which you mentioned will take place in August. For these teams that's actually competing against each other, what is the grand prize actually on the day of the finals?
Well, it's $10,000 at stakes. The winner will get $7,000, and the runner-up will get $3,000 at stakes.
Very nice. And what can you say about the various teams, the different teams that has taken part in the Rockaway T20 New York Fiesta?
Well, Trinidad and Guyana always be having stiff competition.
Right.
And since it's a T20 format, I know those Pakistan guys have very good T20 cricketers, and also the Bangladesh. So we are looking forward to have a wonderful tournament starting from this year.
And so standing with me in conversation is the first vice president of this planning committee, the organizing committee, Mr. Joe Seo Harak. How would you like to see these players who are taking part of this cricket tournament, how would you like to see this benefit them in the game of cricket?
But obviously, you realize it's not a professional tournament in the sense that where money is being paid. However, you represent your country, and the pride in it is representing your country. Right. There is some money to it, which that's the way. And we're hoping that the guys come out and put the best foot forward, represent the country with grace, with a lot of skills, and we'll identify some of the hidden talents from some of the older guys, the new guys, and I'm certain the tournament will be a success.
If you can say something encouraging to the players of the 4 teams, what would you say, maybe as a sense of motivation as they kickstart with this historic tournament?
Well, for the players, all I'd like to say is that try to be punctual, be professional, be respectful to everybody, your teammates, the organizers, the spectators, and everyone. And if we do, we'll be great. Right. Respect is my key word here.
I have with me one of the captains of the 4 cricket teams, and he's actually representing the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. So first I have to ask you, representing Trinidad and Tobago in the form of cricket, what's your feeling like as we're in preparation for this historic cricket tournament?
Well, being a captain for the first time for Trinidad up here, which I played back home for the under-19 team together with Brian Lara. So this has been like a real challenge for me right now. Represent Trinidad and Tobago at the highest level in New York. Right. So I think it's a good privilege, and looking forward for the season to start up. I have a bunch of young guys that's playing with us, so just hope all well for them, and give them the experience also to play as we play at a high level.
So what are some of the lessons that you have imparted with your fellow cricketers?
Well, as you know, an experienced player, and we are dealing with a younger bunch of kids, guys on the team. Like I told them, it's not like regular club cricket. This is like a different level of cricket, all entirely, and this is where it starts. Right. This is where it really started here now. This is where the challenge is there to get better and playing against better guys and experienced players at the same time.
Right. And if you can put this tournament in comparison to cricket, back in Trinidad playing with Brian Lara, how would you put it in comparison? Any similarities, any differences?
Well, basically, it's like, cricket is cricket, wherever league you're playing. If you're playing the A division, B division, it's still cricket. And scoring runs at any level is a hard thing to do. Right. Scoring 100 runs in a B division, C division, or A division is a privilege to do that. It's an honor to get that, to achieve that. So I just looking forward for all the best for the teams, all the teams. I think we have 4 teams. Right. And, hope we have a successful season and hope that it turn out next year to be a bigger, more teams getting involved as how it used to be in the past.
Right. So thank you so much, and all the very best to you and to your team, the Trinidad and Tobago players. And we hope to see that, that great advice that you've given them, made play out very well on the field.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.